Hi guys, my store had a great sale on watermelons, and so I thought I would buy one and show you how to cut it up and how to make spears, how to make chunks, and how to just make nice slices. Now when you are picking out a watermelon, you want to get one that has a nice dark yellow, if you can find it, spot. That's where the melon was laying on the ground. It means it's going to be nice and sweet. It should have a nice hollow sound when you tap on it. That's what my daddy taught me. So hopefully this one, when we open it up, ought to be really good. All right, so what I do to start with is I will use one of my big baking pans, and I put down a silicone mat underneath of it just to keep it from moving around as much, and then put my cutting board inside there. And that way, because watermelons can be very juicy, that extra juice can just run off the sides and right into that pan, and I don't have to worry about making a mess all over the floor. So we're going to go ahead and sit our big heavy watermelon up here. Woo! About to fall off the backside. And we're going to cut the ends off of our melon. So we're just going to come down here, give a nice slice. And what we're doing is we're just going to give us some nice flat areas to be able to work with. Spin it right around and take the other side off. And we're just tossing this all down in the garbage right there. Now, we can set it up on the end, and we've got a good melon to be able to cut. Now what I'm going to do though, because I am showing you a couple of different ways of doing things, I'm going to cut a section off of it. And we're just going to come right down, and then that way I can make some pretty slices with that side there. There we go. Look at that melon. Isn't that beautiful? We're just going to set this straight down. All right, so we're just going to come right down the sides, and we are just going to cut all the way down. Now, if we still have some of the white pith there from the rind, that's okay. We can trim that off in a few minutes. Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite way to eat your watermelon? Is it in chunks? Is it in spears? Is it in wedges? I like mine in chunks or in spears. It's not quite as messy as what it can be to have a slice. Now, that being said, if I'm out camping or I'm out on the boat or something of that nature, like a picnic or something, then I don't mind having a wedge of watermelon when I'm outside. But if I'm eating it at home, I do like it in spears or in chunks. So we're just coming around now, and we're just getting rid of this extra white off of here. So we're just getting the main parts of that off of there. All right. I think that looks pretty good. And we're just going to go ahead and we'll cut this right down the center here. That way we can make some spears and we can make some chunks. So we'll go ahead and make our spears first. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give this a slice just horizontally. One more. And then we are going to just come right down straight across. And this is going to give us huge spears. So we've cut these in half here, boop, just like that. And you've got nice spears of watermelon. And you can just set those up in a square dish. And people can come through and just stick their fork in and just grab them a spear as they come by. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and make our chunks. And really, we're doing just the same thing as before. We're going to come across horizontally. Probably about 3 good slices across that way, just depending on the size of your watermelon, how big you want your chunks. There we go. And then we're going to come right down the opposite direction here. Yeah, I was watching some videos the other day, and actually a video came up about a guy cutting watermelon, and he did it in 21 seconds. I'm not that fast, but he was a professional because he had his Publix shirt on, I could tell. So he did it for a living. But I thought that was interesting. So we're just going to come right on down and we're just going to make these into nice chunks. And then we can put it off into our bowl where you can knock it over because that's fun. And then you just got a nice big bunch of chunks of watermelon. So you can make actually a very pretty tray of watermelon if you wanted to by chunking them up and pushing them off to the side and doing the same thing off to the other side here. And people could just come through and serve themselves off of that even if you didn't want to put it into a bowl. And see how much juice we've caught in this pan? All right, so now let's go ahead and cut our wedges. So we're going to get our other piece here. And it's so simple because you want to leave the rind attached to it. So we're just going to come right down the middle. And then we're just going to start cutting chunks. Now this is the way we used to eat it when I was a kid. Growing up, Dad would cut it all up there on the front porch, and we would have big wedges of watermelon. Now my mama was one that she put salt on her watermelon. I never got into that. Tell me down below, do you put salt on your watermelon or your cantaloupe? She did it with cantaloupe as well. All right. And there you go. That's how easy it is to do the wedges. And then you can just take a nice bite. Mmm. So tasty. And so there you have it. Easy ways to cut your watermelon. 3 different ways. So tell me, are you a chunk girl? Are you a spear guy? Or are you a wedge child? Let me know down below as to what's your favorite way to eat watermelon. I hope you enjoy your summer. Give us a little like and a subscribe if you want to see more content. And I hope to see you next time. Bye, y'all.